Excellent! Dun 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 dun. Yeah, don't ask why that thing was sort of stuck at the beginning of this. I just needed to redo it, and I didn't want to upload just that, so I sort of stuck it onto this. I'm just going to be playing Tetris Attack while rambling some more, because I've got some other crap to talk about. Let's see, up plus L plus A to get super hard mode. Anyway, yeah, one thing I wanted to address last time that I kind of forgot about is, what's the deal with my profile icon? A lot of people are going to recognize that face because it's, like, all over the damn place. I've even seen, like, a t-shirt be sold with that stupid face on it, which is pretty sad. But, a lot of people don't know the true origins of that face, and I'm one of the few people who do. I've heard a lot of people claim that it's from Something Awful, which it definitely isn't, because I actually went to the boards that it came from before it became popular, and those were the boards at Pokemopolis, which is the site that does episode guides for all the episodes of the Pokemon anime, but, like, in a more adult sort of way. Their motto is, not dirty, just dodgy, because there's a lot of crap that show gets away with if you, like, pay close attention to it. Like, one of the main things being the fact that James is clearly gay. And, like, they do nothing to hide this fact, and I don't know, there's just, I mean, that's not really dirty, but, like, I don't know, I can't really think of any, the fact that, Professor Oak is Ash's dad, and, like, this secret sex scandal between him and, his mom, but yeah, just stuff like that. That's kind of irrelevant, though. But anyway, on those boards, like, somebody, I think it might have been Carbuncle, but I'm not sure, came up with that face. I think it was originally meant to be, like, a James face. It's just supposed to be really campy and kind of funky, and so they made this icon, and people used it at the boards a lot, and, for whatever reason, it eventually left the boards and became popular elsewhere. And I have a feeling that I'm partially responsible for that, because I had actually, like, saved it as a file and hosted it on FreeWebs and used that on, like, other boards that don't have that emoticon, like on PureZC and stuff. So, unfortunately, I'm probably one of a few people who helped that, like, be spread to other sites. So then, like, I just sort of made that face, like, into a Bic Dip, and so that's that. But, before I had that, originally it was just sort of that rainbow-colored thing that I still have as the background of it. That, if you're not aware, is actually from one of my videos, probably one of my least known ones. It's called Keyboardist Hero, and it's just this Flash movie that I made, originally for a website that I had to make for school, because we had to make, like, fake companies, and I was in a group that was doing, like, a fake game design company, and so, it was called Zvywux, and so one of the games was Keyboardist Hero, which, is like DDR, except you type the lyrics of the song as they go by, so it's like meant to be impossible. Most of the games were jokes, that obviously being one of them. So I sort of made this Flash movie of the letters going up to the lyrics of Fingertips by They Might Be Giants, and I got the background from this game called Plasma Pong, and then I put the music from an April Fool's Day joke on the Rare Witch Project. It's supposed to be from Fungus Forest, which is allegedly a level that was in Banjo-Kazooie, but then was removed. And so the joke was that, like, somebody found it, and they posted this music of it. So, yeah, that's like a really, really, really long explanation for that. I'm sorry if that kind of dragged on. so, anyway, another question was, how did I first get into Pokemon, and, like, how long have I been into it? I don't know, sorta, like, everybody should probably remember back in the mid-90s when Pokemon was the big thing and everybody played it, and, like, people thought it was going to just be a fad that died out. I actually was not one of the people that was into it then. I kind of, like, refused to have anything to do with it at first. I don't really remember why. I think I just thought it was stupid. And so, that went on for a while. Eventually I ended up getting some cards, like, at a birthday party, and I, thought that they looked a little, kind of neat. I wasn't really into it, though. And so, like, eventually, just out of curiosity, I bought this, it was either Beckett or Pojo, like a guy, sort of a collector's guide for the cards. And I looked through all of it, and I'm like, hey, these things are actually pretty cool, and there was, like, a little thing that told about the games and stuff. And so I was kind of determined to learn what every single Pokemon was, but at the time, only 2 sets of the cards were out, like, not even the fossil set yet. So, not every Pokemon had a card yet. And so there were some that, like, Tentacool and stuff like that I didn't know about yet. But, in the back of the magazine, there was actually this tiny little picture of, like, a t-shirt that had every single Pokemon on it. And also, at another page in the book, or the magazine, there was a list of them all. So, like, by looking at that tiny t-shirt picture and the list, I was able to learn vaguely what they all looked like and what all their names were. And because I had to keep flipping back between the 2 pages constantly, I ended up just memorizing the entire order. And so, like, still to this day, I will, whenever new Pokemon come out, I always make it a point to remember the order that they're in so I can recite them all from memory. Just as sort of like a random, like, hey, look what I can do sort of thing. So yeah, there was that, I ended up renting Blue version from some rental store. Yes, you can rent Game Boy games. And I started with Squirtle, and even though I am not an RPG person, for some reason I ended up liking it, and so I ended up buying the game, and I bought Yellow, and then Silver, and then Sapphire, and then Pearl, and then, like, once I got Pearl, I started focusing on the collecting aspect of it, like, even harder than I was before, and so I had to buy Fire Red and Emerald and Coliseum to help my collection go along. So I've been playing for, obviously, a pretty long time. And someone wanted to know what my favorite Pokemon is, and it is Bellossom. I'm not really sure why. It was like one of my team members in Silver, and I just think it's cute, and it's colorful, and I like it. Okay, so, one last question, actually, I have. And it was, how did I first get into LPing? I guess I should lead that in with another question first, with how did you first find out about I Want to Be the Guy? Because a lot of people saw, like, Cloud or J-Man's Let's Play of that. That's not how I found it. I actually just read about it on TV Tropes, like under the article on Nintendo Hard, and I thought that sounded kind of interesting, and so I tried it, and it was weird, so I recorded a very hard mode playthrough of it, and, like, that has helped me gain some of my fame. But yeah, it wasn't, like, at that point, I'd never even heard of Let's Plays before. It was because of that playthrough, though, that somebody kind of IM'd me out of the blue. Screen name's Intrella. He's, like, probably my best friend, actually. He told me about it, and I'm like, at the time I didn't even have a microphone, so I'm like, maybe I can try it. It sounds kind of interesting. And so after a few months, I decided to finally get a crappy microphone, and I did the recording of the Metroid Metroid with the Narpus sword coat on. That was my first one. And I thought that it went, like, at least somewhat well. Apparently Retsupre didn't think so. But whatever. Then I did the, like, Metroid 2, and I just sort of went from there, just doing games that I enjoyed. Or remembered from my childhood, or whatever. And so, like, since then, I've been getting a lot of attention for it, which I don't really think I deserve, because I don't think I'm that good at it, really. But I'm not going to argue with my 1,200 subscribers. Obviously, I must be doing something right, so that's why I continue to do it. And that's about it. Almost out of time. I guess I'll just finish this level. Sorry, this probably hasn't been very interesting to watch. I've got to record a ton of stuff today, because the kids are going to be over all week, like the whole week, and I need to do a bunch of Let's Tries. Crap, I'm going to die. Oh, crap. Nah. Trying to clear those stars. But whatever.